Appreciate it. Thanks for having me.
So you've been on the job now for about a month or so since taking over from Jeff Dubois. Maybe just give us a little bit of your background and how you ended up with just this job with the BCHL.
Yeah, well, officially my first day was December 1st, so just about 7 weeks now, I guess, I've been officially on the job. And Jeff and I have known each other for a couple of years going back to our time in journalism school, and I'd always done some writing for him for Smart Hockey Magazine, which is now kind of my baby with the league here as well as running the website. But we'd been in touch, and I'd always done work for him for the magazine, and I'm a former newspaper reporter. I worked in Salmon Arm, covering the Silverbacks, and also covered the Vipers when I was in Vernon, and had just moved back to the Lower Mainland in the fall, actually. And the timing worked out as Jeff was moving on, and I was able to slide into his chair here at the league, and so far it's gone pretty well. It's been sometimes overwhelming with a lot to learn and names to remember and that kind of thing, but it's been good.
Now, for the casual fan, what sort of impact would they see with the work that you do?
Well, Smart Hockey Magazine, which comes out 4 times a season, that's my project. I organize editorial content, and I contribute to it as well. I usually write a story or two every edition of that, but I lay out that entire magazine that comes out 4 times a year, and we're proud of that magazine. I also am constantly updating the website, bchl.ca, with content and getting graphics and stories up on the website. And I'm also responsible for coordinating media requests when those come through, when they want to talk to players or coaches. I set those up and all the day-to-day communications that go on. I also write newsletters that go out electronically throughout the week. And for anyone that subscribes to those are our insider newsletters and game day newsletters that go out midweek and then on Fridays as well.
So how do you think that you can, or what do you think that you can bring to the table to help this sort of communication side for the league grow? Or is that something that the Board of Governors has even sort of put you in control of?
Not directly, exactly, but that's certainly something that the governors and the marketers are always interested in doing. We actually just wrapped up our league meetings here in the Lower Mainland out in Richmond. They were held, actually. So being at the governors' meetings on Wednesday and the marketers' meetings yesterday, for me, was an eye-opener because a lot of that stuff is handled by John Grisdale, our commissioner, and our executive director, Dave Sales. And so it was just good to be able to hear what the governors had to say and the marketers as well. And yeah, anything we can do to drive interest in our league is something that we're interested in, and it's really being looked at as a partnership between all the teams. That we are rivals on the ice, but can work together off of it to help generate interest in our league. And certainly anything I can do, I feel I'm doing my part by staying on top of things with the magazine, getting stories about different players and teams into that, and staying on top of the media requests, and just any of that communication stuff that keeps the BCHL at the forefront of people's minds is what my goal is, and hopefully that leads to more fans coming into our buildings.
How much do you foresee a relationship being built between the teams themselves and your position as you do move forward to help promote the league? Like, are you looking for specific events that the teams are involved in, alumni? What sort of runs the gamut of what you're looking for there?
Yeah, we do need to develop a stronger ties between the league office and each of our teams, and that's why just going through those meetings yesterday was good, because I've dealt with some of these people on the phone and whatnot, but you finally get to shake their hand and put a name to a face, that kind of thing. So I've encouraged all the teams, if whatever they're doing, whatever their teams are doing in their community, any neat stories are coming up, forward those along to me. I'll get them up on the website and into the newsletters as best I can, and just circulate those around and continue to drive interest in our league, and let families and fans know that this is good entertainment and hardworking kids that are passionate about the game, and it's good entertainment, I think, as well for your dollar when you get down to a BCHL arena.
So you mentioned that you worked in Salmon Arm and Vernon previously for newspapers, and so that means that you obviously had some experience with the BCHL. I noticed on your bio on the league website that you're from Port Coquitlam. Is the BCHL something that you were aware of prior to getting into this line of work?
Oh yeah, absolutely. I always, unlike some people out there, I don't really make the distinction between the different levels of junior hockey that are out there, major, junior, and then our league, and maybe even junior B. Some people aren't clear on that, but certainly as a sports fan, I was well aware of that, and I've certainly learned a lot about it since covering the league, and obviously now working for the league, I've learned a lot about the background and what it takes to keep this thing running. But I was certainly aware of the BCHL and its level, though I have to admit I'd never been to a game before I started covering the Silverbacks in Salmon Arm, so I come clean with you on that one, but certainly I've learned a lot about the league since then.
All right, Brent, before I let you run, where do you see yourself moving on from here? I mean, obviously it's only less than 2 months into the job, but do you see this as a stepping stone to something else?
Yeah, I guess you never know what can happen as you move your way through your career. Certainly another big thing that came out of our league meetings this week was the 50th anniversary of the BCHL, which is coming up in 2011-2012 season. So it would be neat to have a hand in kind of forming some of the initiatives that will come out of that from a marketing standpoint, and that's something that was discussed with the marketers yesterday, what we can do to tie in the 50th anniversary, whether it's bringing back some of our more famous alumni to our rinks. I mean, this is something we'll still have to figure out as we go on here, but yeah, I think that would be a neat thing to be a part of because the BCHL does have a rich history, and we need to celebrate it. And so I'd like to be a part of that. So and beyond, I couldn't answer that honestly. I don't know what this is going to lead to down the road, but I'm happy to be here right now and staying busy with it in the meantime.
All right, Brent, if there's anything that fans need that are hearing this immediately, I know you're going to deal a lot with people like myself at the radio station and a lot of the broadcasters and that type of thing, but if there ever is a reason for a fan to contact you, what should they do?
Yeah, you can get a hold of me through the BCHL website. If you just go to bchl.ca right on the homepage, it's not a super obvious point on the website, but the contact, which is right underneath the banner ad near the top of the page, that all emails that go through that contact link will come into my inbox, and I'll be able to read. And I try and do as good a job as I can to respond to anyone that takes the time to get a hold of me.
All right, Brent. Well, good luck on the job. And before I let you run, anything else that you wanted to add to the fans here in Merritt?
Well, I'll just keep coming out to the rink. I know that Merritt has had a turnaround season of sorts, and they're actually one of the real good stories in the league this year. So keep coming out and supporting the Sens.
That's what I like to hear.